Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel, tap that notification bell, and like this video. That does help me keep making videos, and I would appreciate it majorly. Okay, so they've released the 911 call on the night. This is about Amber Guyger and Botham Jean. Amber Guyger is the former Dallas Police Department officer who shot and killed the man in the apartment who lives immediately above him, shooting a man in his own apartment. She thought it was her apartment. That's what she claims. And this has got a ton of controversy about it because the guy's getting shot and killed in his own apartment. Initially, she was charged with manslaughter. They changed that. They took it to the grand jury. Now she's been charged with murder. Her trial is set for September of this year, and initially it was set for August, but they delayed it by 6 weeks. I don't know why they're releasing the call now. That's not totally clear to me. People have been, I think the attorneys for Botham Jean's family have been clamoring for them to release this for some time. So, I listened to it naturally. I think many people have at this point. It was just released yesterday. So, it's 5 minutes long. One of the headlines over the Daily Mail basically says that she says, she's going to lose her job. I think that kind of stood out as to people, that she was just thinking about herself, that kind of thing. That's why it shows up in the headline. She says over and over, I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment. She literally says it almost 20 times. I think they counted it out at 19. She's speaking to the guy saying, "Bud, stay with me," and stuff. It's a 911 call where somebody's been shot and killed. She made a huge error, in going to his apartment, and then in an even bigger error in just flat out pulling her weapon and shooting somebody. But she thought she was in her apartment. And most people, I tell you, the comments and at least on YouTube, think that, think it's just this is all fake. They think that she knew him, that they had some kind of prior relationship, and they think she's guilty of murder. And I just disagree, man. I mean, even though, listen, she shouldn't have pulled her weapon and just immediately shot somebody who was in their own apartment. She thought it was her apartment. You can go back and forth in this, but people even think that the 911 call is fake, because it took so long for it to release. It's been changed or the technology. I mean, I saw just a number of different comments, which makes no sense. The fact that, let me just play portions of the call. So yeah, let's just start there. My parents have a couple. I manage my parents' rental properties, okay, and they have a couple properties in an apartment complex very similar to this. I mean, very similar. There's 3 buildings, and every unit looks exactly the same. You don't even know. I get confused. I was just there, 3 or 4 months ago, dealing with 2 different units on 2 different floors in the same building. And I was going back and forth from one unit to the next, preparing for new tenants. They were empty, okay? But even in going from one unit to the next, because I just would forget what floor I was on, I would go up when I needed to go down, or I would go down when I needed to go up. I would get confused as to what unit I was in, and I'd be completely. I could have easily gone. My key wouldn't have worked, and they have the fobs just like this and all that stuff. But and then in that building, I promise I'll play a portion of the call. This is going to be linked down in the description. You can go listen to the entire 5 minutes. I'm not going to play it. I just want to point out a few things that that basically proves this was an accident, man. The fact that she says I'm going to lose my job, that proves it kind of. And that sounds bad, but I'll tell you why in a second. So, in this building, in building 1, actually, because of exactly this kind of issue, somewhat, they have self-closing doors. They're very heavy, I don't know if they're steel. I think they're some kind of steel, self-closing doors with really good commercial locks on them. But once that door closes, boom, it locks. However, you can actually there's a little tiny thing in the middle of the door, just beneath the latch, where it's just like a little, it's not a button, but it's like a seesaw type thing where you push it in, And that prevents it from locking on you when you close the door. Possibly he had done that. I don't know. There's some explanation for how she got into that room, you know. But it's interesting in this apartment complex where my parents have some condos in the second building, because people kept locking themselves out of their apartment, you know, because it would self-close on them, you know, and they maybe didn't have that button push, or they just never whatever. They changed it, you know. And so building 2, you literally can't that can't happen to you. You have to physically put the key in the door to lock the door, you know, to deadbolt it, you know, and you just, it's physically impossible to lock yourself out of the apartment. Just to illustrate that's an issue in these places, and they look identical, man, I'm telling you. And I've been there for 10 years, and I still get confused as to where I am in the building, you know, even what side I'm on, the north side, south side, east, west, whatever, you know. So there's that. Here, I'll play a portion of this. I'm telling you, you know, she pulled her weapon and shot somebody too quick. But in court, legally, she's going to just, if she was in her own home, and I understand she was not, but if she was, she would not be facing any criminal charges, okay? But because of that, that's where it's going to legally, it's going to be like, justified as an accidental kill or whatever, you know? I mean, and obviously I've seen the mother of Botham Jean, and she feels that she's, you know, guilty, you know, and has said things. She's just very upset. Her son is dead. But she mistaked the floors. That, you know, it's just very apparent in this call. I'll play some.
Get up, man. Yeah, that's 911. This is Carla. Where's your emergency?
Hi, this is an off-duty officer. I need EMS. I'm in number.
What's your address? Do you need police as well, or just EMS?
Yes, I need both.
Okay, what's the address?
I'm at apartment number 1478. I'm in 1478.
And what's the address there?
It's 1210 South Lamar. 1478. Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm an off-duty officer. I thought it was in my apartment, and I shot a guy thinking it was my apartment.
He shot someone?
Yes, I thought it was my apartment. I'm fucked. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Okay, and where are you at right now?
I'm in. What do you mean? I'm inside the apartment with him. Hey, come on.
What's your name?
I'm Amber Guyger. I need to get me. I'm in.
Okay, we have help on the way.
I know, but I'm gonna lose my job. I thought it was my apartment.
Okay, and
hey, man.
Hold on.
Fuck.
Okay, stay with me, okay?
I am. I need supervisor. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Oh, fuck. I thought it was my apartment.
I understand. No, we have help
I
on the
thought
way,
it was my
okay?
apartment. Hurry, please.
They're on their way.
I thought it was my apartment. I thought it was my apartment.
She does say.
I'm so sorry.
There.
I'm so sorry.
So, you know, I'll link the thing down in the description. You can listen to it from beginning to end yourself if you like. You know, and I mean, just because she says she's sorry doesn't exonerate her, but she's I mean, to me, it's completely authentic, and the fact that she says I'm going to lose my job, all right, that actually proves she did not go there. This is not premeditated murder. Like they didn't have some. I mean, that doesn't, unless she's faking it, and people think she's faking it. They think this is all fake. I mean, every comment, just about, not every, you know. At least 2/3. So, but that just shows that if she had murdered him, she wouldn't be worrying about losing her job. She'd be worrying about, not facing murder charges. Okay, I mean that's because she knows she's going to lose her job because she accidentally killed somebody and she was in the wrong apartment and she used her own service weapon to accidentally kill somebody. So she would lose her job for that, for accidentally killing someone, but not for murdering somebody. She'd be going to jail for that, and I mean, the fact that she says that, it's just all the blood is racing to her head, her adrenaline, and so your brain is like, it's just like firing synapses, and it's just stuff shooting out of your mouth, stuff that's just racing through your head when this is happening, and it's just so intense that things like that just blurt out. I mean, I don't. I've seen her demeanor walking to and from court. I must say that doesn't do her any good in her favors, because she doesn't look. She looks pretty stone cold in like walking to and from, her court appearances with her attorneys. But I think at this point, because she's basically been, everybody thinks that she's a murderer, that she's gone, that's kind of caused her. Who knows what's going through her mind when she's walking to and from? But she just doesn't look. I don't know. I mean, it gives you a bad feeling. She doesn't look that remorseful, when she just looks pretty stone cold, faceless, expressionless face, etc. But in my opinion, she's going to be found not guilty. And I'm telling you, I think there's a ton of cop shootings where cops are just blowing people away, and where they shouldn't be, like where people are running away and stuff like that. You can't, it seems like you can shoot somebody now for running away, and that's wrong. And this is wrong, but it's not fake, and it was a mistake, And that's the story there. That's the story there. All right. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later, man.